What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TEW Confrontational. My name is Ty Workentine here with my little brother, Evan Workentine.
What up, what
And
up?
back at you with episode number 41 of TEW Confrontational. Got a lot of football to talk about. There was some pretty good games this last weekend, week 11. We had a few pretty big injuries that could be season changing for a lot of teams. So we'll recap week 11 and then we'll preview week 12, same as usual, all that good stuff. And then at the end, we'll talk about some basketball, UFC, all that good stuff. And we might even hop into a little Thanksgiving because, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're dropping this on Thursday on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys get a lot to eat and everything like that. So, starting off last week on Thursday, we had the Bengals and the Ravens divisional game on Thursday night. Pretty good game for as far as a Thursday night game goes, it was pretty good. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I wrote the Ravens, and then I think the biggest takeaway from that game is it's got to be Joe Burrow. Gets hurt. So prior to going to the game, he had that little wrap on his hand, little brace. They caught a video of him getting off the bus.
A lot of
and then,
controversy around that, yeah.
yeah, and then ends up getting hurt in the game, and then
second quarter, yeah. So actually, both quarterbacks ended up getting hurt that game, but Lamar hurt his ankle. Yeah, he came back in, but yeah, Joe Burrow in the second quarter exit with like a wrist injury, and like you saw him thrown on the sideline, and the ball would just fall right out of his hands and everything. So couldn't grip the football, and yeah, Ravens end up winning that one 34-20 in a divisional game, making them the top of the AFC.
Yep.
And then at 8-3, and then Bengals are at 5-5, and all that good stuff. Lamar goes for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. OBJ got hurt this game too. He hurt his shoulder, but he went off for 4 catches for 116 yards. And then also Mark Andrews goes out with probably a season-ending ankle injury too. One of Lamar Jackson's top targets. He's been playing well this year. He goes out with an ankle injury,
ankle fracture.
Yeah. So he'll be out at least 4. He'll probably be put on injury reserve, but
yeah. And then big news. Yeah, like I said, I was saying, big news. Joe Burrow's out for the rest of the year, so that's huge for them, especially in that tight division. I think that Steelers have been playing decent. We'll get to their big news, but I think the Ravens just take that division over. I know the Browns got that big win by 3, so I don't know. It looks like this is the Ravens division for sure, especially with all the injuries.
Yeah, Ravens took a few hits too, but yeah, that Joe Burrow with the wrists and everything not looking good, and then you have Jake Browning that came in, threw a touchdown, and no interceptions, but yeah, 8 for 14 for 68 yards. But Joe Mixon played pretty well, had a receiving touchdown, everything like that. Jamar Chase had a touchdown as well, but OBJ was the leading receiver with 116, all that good stuff. So yeah, Ravens take that one 34-20 in Baltimore to move to 8-3, and Cincy to 5-5. So yeah, good win from the Ravens, and yeah, they're at the top of that AFC. I think it's AFC North, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And then moving to Sunday, you had another AFC North divisional game, the Steelers versus the Browns in Cleveland. Browns take this one 13-10, and like we said in the last podcast, is just going to be a defensive battle the whole time. Deshaun Watson, actually, news going into this game, he wasn't going to be playing in this game. And then you had Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting at quarterback, his second start of the season. I think he started against the Ravens earlier in the season. Got absolutely destroyed, but comes into it's at Cleveland, but against the Steelers gets his first win as a rookie quarterback, and he was in tears on the sideline after the game, just how cool that experience is. But yeah, Browns take this one 13-10. They moved to 7-3 in the AFC North, so they're in second, and then Steelers at 6-4, they're in third, and Bengals are at the bottom of that division at 5-5. So yeah, like you said, it's looking like the Ravens division, especially with all 3 quarterbacks. I guess Kenny Pickett,
Kenny Pickett he's still going to be starting.
Yep. So, but yeah, two out of the top, I would say, top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, not top 5, I guess, for Deshaun Watson, but Joe Burrow is definitely a top 5 quarterback. But yeah, Browns take that one. Jaylen Warren, I think, is taking over the running back position there in Pittsburgh as well. He rushed for 129 yards and a touchdown on 9 carries. Najee Harris had 12 carries for 35 yards. So, but Jalen Warren did have that breakout run for 74. But yeah, nothing on the offensive end as far as receiving goes. Kenny Pickett only 106 yards on the day. So they're doing a lot of checkdowns and everything, but also news from Pittsburgh, they fire Matt Canada, offensive coordinator, and you were hearing all those chants all over the nation, all over the country, fire Canada. So that's the first time they fired either a head coach or a coaching staff since like 1941. So it's been like
been a long
80
time.
years, since they fired a coach. So
yeah, but as expected, I mean, everybody thought that was going to happen. I guess nobody thought it was actually going to happen, but everybody wanted it to happen. And then Steelers finally pulled the trigger. Their GM probably or whatever decided to fire Canada, which is kind of interesting. Like, your offense has been running through that guy the whole year.
But
now
look at that.
Who's calling the play calls?
But look at the offense.
They calling the play calls.
Tomlin's more of a defense, but they might find somebody. But like, yeah, they've been outscored and outgained on the ground and through the air, like in yardage in every single game. Like, and they still are sitting at 6-4. So
right.
The defense is keeping them in the playoff hunt. But yeah, I don't know how the Steelers will do the rest of
they're still sitting at 6-4.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And they're still in the playoff hunt. So yeah, they have the Bengals coming up this week on Sunday. And then they have the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Colts, and then the Bengals again, and then the Seahawks, and then the Ravens to end the season. So few close games like the Bengals twice and the Seattle Seahawks, and then the Ravens, even the Colts or the Cardinals. Cardinals are playing good with Kyler Murray back too. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season goes for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But as of right now, they are in the playoff hunt there. So, yeah. I mean, good win for the Browns. Good divisional win for the Browns. First win for DTR and everything like that. So yeah, good win for the Browns. And then yeah, another divisional game after that, we had the Chicago Bears heading to Detroit to take on the Lions, coming off of a bye, and they kind of a close game, a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. It was a divisional game, but yeah, Lions end up taking that one at home, 31-26 against the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields was playing in this game, didn't throw any touchdowns. But yeah. What did you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, the Bears were up, and I thought they were going to take it. Like you said, I think the last podcast you said, it's a divisional game. It's going to be tough. It could go either way. Who's going to win that game? And you were right. I mean, the Bears were up, and I thought that the Bears were going to take that. But then they had that fumbled out the back of the end zone. Kind of changed the game pretty much with Aiden Hutchinson. So yeah, Lions are, and I think I'm going to backtrack because I know we've always said the Detroit Lions are good, but just looking at it, they're not that great. I mean, they haven't played any really superior teams, and then yeah, almost losing to the Bears. We'll see. I mean, the Packers play them this week on Thursday, Thanksgiving, so it's a true test for I think both teams. I think it'd be a true test for both teams, Packers and Detroit.
Yeah, 100%. It should be a good game, and that on Thanksgiving Day at like 11:30 or whatever, first game of the day. And then Vikings play Chicago on Monday night next week or this week, week 12, but on Monday night. So prime time, Josh Dobbs versus Justin Fields. That should be a good game as well.
Yeah.
Especially after Vikings losing to Denver, but we'll get into that. Wasn't a fun game to watch, I guess. But yeah, and then we go through. So yeah, big win for the Lions in the divisional game. Jared Goff throws for 3 interceptions that game, so that probably what kept it pretty close as far as the score and everything like that. It's probably the worst game that he's probably had in a while. Only threw for 230, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But yeah, Justin Fields, he did have a touchdown through the air to DJ Moore, but then also had 104 rushing yards on the ground. So yeah, he balled out, and then DJ Moore with 96 yards and a touchdown. So good like play from the Bears, but yeah, wasn't enough to beat the Lions at home. So yeah, Lions moved to 8-2, Bears moved to 3-8, bottom of the division there in the NFC North. So yeah, good win for the Lions in the divisional game. So heck yeah, any more on any more on that one? Wasn't a whole lot coming out of that one as far as any
Yeah,
big news.
yeah. Just kind of repeat what you said. Yeah, I mean, turnovers. Goff's got to take care of the ball. I mean, 3 interceptions is not acceptable at all, especially in those big games. Like, I know the Bears aren't like record wise aren't very good. But it does come down to, I mean, you got to win those games. It's important at the end of the year. It shows, like, it kind of predicts what playoff spot you're going to have. You want to win the division so you get that automatic spot. So it's a big
Yeah.
game, but yeah, luckily they were lucky and came away with that win.
Yeah, Detroit will probably end up winning the NFC North there and getting that playoff spot. But yeah, Vikings aren't too far behind, and if Packers make a run, they could be right there too. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, David Montgomery with the touchdown, Jahmyr Gibbs with the touchdown, and then Jamison Williams out of Alabama ended up getting his first touchdown on the year, and
Yep.
then Amara St. Brown scored as well. So, yeah, good defensive battle. Aiden Hutchinson had a sack and that forced fumble. Yeah, like you said, in the back of the end zone. So,
Hmm.
yeah, good stuff from the Lions. I didn't think they were the real deal, especially losing to the Ravens like they did, and then close battle with the Chargers. But yeah, they're a good team. And then yeah, speaking of Chargers, you had the Chargers heading to Green Bay, and Green Bay got a huge win in this one.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, I did not expect it to be a win for the Packers. Jordan Love kind of back to his preseason, his first 2 games, and kind of back to that his old ways. Just producing pass for over 300 yards, 2
First game,
touchdowns.
yeah,
Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. Um, yeah, it's a huge game for him, and I think we keep this train moving. We're in the hunt right now at 4-6. So keep winning. I know we got a tough schedule ahead, but I mean, beating the Chargers is a huge win. Get back on that in that W column and just keep progressing. Is my
yeah,
biggest takeaway. And then Aaron Jones gets hurt. Um, he hurts his knee. He feels like he gets hurt every single game. Um, so he's going to be out this game, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. You're
And
gonna have to rely on AJ Dillon because didn't your other backup get hurt too?
nope,
Both of your backups.
that backup, yeah, that one got hurt too. But when then like I said, we added that guy from shit, what's his name?
Jacksonville, James Robinson.
Robinson. Yep. So he got elevated to 53. So that's huge. And then other news out of the Packers, Luke Musgrave lacerates his kidney, I believe. So he spent the night in the hospital, played through the entire game, but spent the night in the hospital. He's been placed on IR, so he's going to miss at least the next 4 games. So a lot of injuries in that game, but we got the dub. So
Tucker
that's all.
Kraft. Tucker Kraft. You saw him. He hurdled that. He almost had a
Yep.
touchdown. He stepped on the
Stepped out of bounds.
sideline, but hurdled the guy and scored. But yeah, barely stepped out on with that left foot or whatever. But yeah, and then Romeo Dobbs with the game sealing touchdown. Kind of looked like the old Randy Moss with throwing his hand up like that as he's passing the
Mm.
defender and everything like that. Yeah, first 300-yard game from Jordan Love in his career. So yeah, no interceptions either. So 2 touchdowns and yeah,
Yep.
solid game from the Packers on both ends of the ball. And then yeah, Keenan Allen still a dog. He had 116 yards and a touchdown, so he's always tough to stop.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and I think
um,
the biggest news, yeah, who
well,
is this
shit,
guy?
you should have lost. Quentin Johnson should have caught that ball and should have
Yeah, we
scored.
should have.
But
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's part of the game. That's why you play it. You got to make those big plays in big moments.
oh yeah, same with
Yeah, but
the
who was it? Joey Bosa or is it
yeah
Nick
Joe
Bosa? Joey
Bosa. Yeah,
Bosa was hurt first quarter, so
yep,
he left the game. He got placed on IR too, I believe.
yep.
So missed the next 4 games. And then I was going to say something else, but yeah, Jordan Love. Yeah, here it is. Jordan Love leads the league in most completions over 30 yards. He has 18. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I know he's got 6 losses. He has had some ups and downs throughout the year, but he's looking like a decent quarterback for his first year starting in the NFL.
Yeah, yep, 100%. So yeah, sitting at 2,300 yards with 16 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, but he didn't have any last game. So hopefully he can keep that interception rate and touchdown ratio higher than what it is now. But
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was a good win for the Packers and everything like that. But yeah, speaking of big drops for game winnings, the Quentin Johnson dropped like a 40-yard bomb, hit him in the hands, and what should have been a touchdown if he would have caught it. It would have been a touchdown if he caught it. But yeah, same thing. Packers old player Marquez Valdez-Scantling did the same
Dropped
thing
a
for the
big one.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, yeah, it's the name of the game. You got to catch the ball. So yeah, Packers get a big one, and this one moved to 4-6. Chargers are at 4-6 as well. And yeah, I'm shocked that the Chargers are at 4-6 with just so much talent they have on their team.
Right,
Yeah,
right. I mean,
they,
that's a huge win. I mean, that's a huge win. Just there being 4-5, that's a big win for the Packers to beat the Chargers. No matter what the Chargers record is, that's still a big win on your schedule. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then you had the Las Vegas Raiders head into the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins, not a huge like offensive day, but won 20-13 over the Las Vegas Raiders. And yeah, Jalen Ramsey in his second game or third game of the season,
yep.
comes has two picks this game. One was a game sealer in the
Mm-hmm.
end zone, and he got flipped up, but somehow still able to hang on to the ball. And yeah, get the
And
game sealing.
he ended up winning Defensive Player of the Week.
Right. Well, with the two interceptions and everything,
Mm-hmm.
in
He's
that
got three picks.
game.
He's got 3 picks on the year. That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy for
first
playing
game
three
back he had
games.
one. Exactly. So yeah, Dolphins get a big one. They moved to 7-3. Raiders to 5-6. Raiders are not a bad team though. But yeah, defense is what keep
Yeah, that's their first loss with their interim head
new
coach.
coach. Yeah. Yeah, and they still have Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell had 3 picks this game. So take away one of them at least. I mean, you're right in the game. If Jalen Ramsey doesn't pick that off, it's a
Right.
touchdown and it's 20-20. But yeah, so yeah, good win for the Dolphins. Raheem Mostert with 86 yards. Tyreek Hill, he got hurt too. He got hurt in like the second quarter, but then comes back and has 10 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown. So he's on track to, yeah, not easily, but on track to pass 2,000 yards like his goal was at the beginning of the season. He has 1,222 yards and 9 touchdowns. So, yeah, and we have what, 8 weeks left, 7 weeks. If
Oh,
you,
6 weeks, 7 weeks.
well, this
Yeah,
is week
it's gonna be
12,
week
and then
12.
yeah,
So
yep. So
yeah,
7 weeks left.
5 or 6 weeks after. Yeah, after this. Yeah, after.
Yeah, I don't know if they've had their bye. I think they did. They had their bye last week, I think. So yeah,
Yeah.
7 more games. So you can easily get that if he averages, yeah, 100 yards a game. He's cracking that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, hopefully we see that. That'd be freaking sweet.
Yeah, would.
But yeah, great win for the Dolphins. Should have been a cakewalk anyway over the Raiders, but yeah, Dolphins get a W in that one. That's a divisional game, right? Raiders and Dolphins.
Nope, nope.
No. Yeah.
We've
Oh,
talked about this.
Dolphins are in the yeah. Dolphins are in the
Jets,
Bills. Yeah.
Patriots, and Bills.
Yep. The AFC rivalry. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a good win for the Dolphins, and yeah, Jalen Ramsey with his 2 interceptions leads the league, or not leads the league, but got offense or defensive player of the week. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And then you had the New York Giants heading to the Washington Commanders, where Sam Howell throws 3 interceptions, and the Giants get this one 31-19 in Washington on the road. Yeah, Washington or Giants look pretty halfway decent in this one with Tommy DeVito throwing 3 touchdowns and 250 yards, and then Shaquan Barkley with 83 on the ground and 57 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. So yeah, solid win for the New York Giants, moving to 3-8, and Washington Commanders down to 4-7. So
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a trend for this week, week 11, a lot of 3 interception games for quarterbacks. I picked the Commanders to win this one, and then the Giants just came up and that DeVito played pretty well, so led the Giants to a win. So good for them.
well,
They need to
shit.
win.
Yeah, Giants had three
That's a divisional
picks.
game, so
Yeah, Giants had 3 interceptions, but they also had 3 fumble recoveries too. So
I thought you said Sam Howell threw 3 interceptions.
he did. Sam Howell threw three
So,
interceptions.
so the Giants defense picked off Sam Howell 3 times and also had 3 fumble recoveries.
Correct. So
So
they had
6 total
six
turnovers.
takeaways. Yeah,
Yep.
6 takeaways that game, which is nuts.
Yeah, I mean you can't lose a game if you can't lose a game if you are able to take the ball away 6 times. I don't
You
think
shouldn't
that's
you shouldn't lose if you
no,
have six
you can't.
takeaways. So yeah, good
But
good win for the Giants. They moved to 3-8, and so they're moving up in the up in the ranks. But
their bye's got to
um,
be coming up here soon.
I think they already had it.
Now if they're 3-8, they haven't had it. But yeah, if they're 3-8, they haven't had it. It's week 12. Yeah, if they're 3-8, they have not had it. And they play this week, so they might have a late bye.
Yeah, they might have a week 13 bye. You might be right.
Yeah.
But
So, all right, on to the next
okay.
game.
Yeah. Let me get that pulled back up here. Yeah. Then we got after the Giants and the Commanders, we have the Cowboys and the Panthers. Cowboys
Yep.
absolutely roll over the Panthers. Um, uh, what's his name? Jerron Bland. Was that his name? The corner for the
Yep.
Patriots. He
Yep.
has his like fourth pick six
Patriots.
of or
We're
the
talking about
Cowboys.
Cowboys and Panthers. Yeah.
Yep. That's his fourth pick six of the year. He has more receiving or more touchdowns than some of the wide receivers do. So that's his fourth pick six of the year, and he's just balling out. Surprised, yeah, he was probably in mention for defensive player of the week, all that good stuff. But yeah, Cowboys absolutely blow this one out of the water. Defense probably scored, yeah, that at least that 7 points, and then Dak had 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard had a rushing touchdown. Yeah, I was hoping that Jake Ferguson would have a touchdown, but Luke Schoonemaker was the one tight end that got that grab in the end zone. But yeah,
Mhm.
two interception from Bryce Young on that pick six. Only 123 yards in the air, so couldn't
Yeah.
really get the ball
They moved to
moving.
1-9. Is that correct?
Yeah, 1-9. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're
The Cowboys are rolling.
yeah
Playing well.
worst record in the league for the Panthers. So yeah, they're probably gonna get well, Chicago's probably gonna get first pick this next year as well. So
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they have the Carolinas pick. Yeah, but yeah, Cowboys look good, and they're gonna keep rolling. I think, and they got a I think they got a pretty bit easy game this week as well. Yeah, they play the Commanders this coming week on
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
so yeah, so they got an easy, not necessarily easy, but they have the Commanders this week, but then they have Seattle, Philly, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, and then back to the Commanders. So they
Yeah,
got
it's a tough
five
schedule,
games
but
in there that are going to be pretty tough wins that they are able to win those. But yeah, Philly leads that division, the NFC East at 9-1, Washington at 4-7, Giants at 3-8, and then
mhm.
Dallas at 7-3. So yeah, good win for the boys. They should be 8-3 next week after they beat the Washington Commanders, but we'll see how that goes. Washington usually puts up a big fight or a pretty good fight against tough teams like Philly. They were close with Philly both times they played,
Yeah, and then they play
and
shitty against bad teams.
right, like
Find
against the
that too.
Giants. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, Cowboys get that one moved to 7-3. Panthers 1-9, all that good stuff. So heck yeah. Then we had the Tennessee Titans at 14 or at 3 and or they were 3-6 going into this game, and they head to Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville looks like their old selves after that loss last week. But then yeah, Tennessee. Uh, I don't know what to say about Tennessee, really, or Will Levis and all that good stuff. He did have 2 touchdowns, one to D Hop and the other one to Jeffrey Simmons. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, Will Levis 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence with 262 and 2. And then finally, Calvin Ridley gets a bounce back game. I have him on my fantasy, and he's been doing jack shit the last 5 weeks. But yeah, Calvin Ridley with a bounce back game with 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that was nice to see on my fantasy. But yeah, Jacksonville ends up beating the Titans 34-7 in
Mhm.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's a big game for them. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence back to winning at least. I mean, yeah, Will Levis, he's a rookie quarterback. What do you expect? He took over midway. I mean, around midway, maybe a little bit
Yeah,
early, halfway through the season. What do you expect? I mean, he's not going to go out and win out of the season.
right.
So
He won the first game that he played in, threw 4 touchdowns, but then after
yeah,
that, then
I mean,
back to
he still threw 2 touchdowns, so it's not
yeah,
nothing to look down on. He's still playing pretty well. Just not getting
right,
wins.
right. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, Jacksonville back to their old ways. They had that sluggish game against San Francisco 49ers last week. They lost 34-3 last week, but get back
Yeah.
on the train against an easier team, 34-7. So we'll see how that matches up next week. They have the Texans, who are always sneaky this year, getting dubs and just balling out. Just like the next game here, we had the Cardinals heading to Houston to take on the Texans. And then yeah, CJ Stroud, he actually throws 3 picks this game.
Right, and
He had
that trend of three. I mean, we've seen it 4 times already. this week 11. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, so
yeah,
CJ Stroud throws 3 interceptions, so that puts him at 5 on the year. So he only had 2 going into this game, so he threw more interceptions than he had all year in the first like 10 games. So,
yeah,
but he
9 games I think. Yeah.
yeah, but he's at 3,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. So, uh, pretty good rookie season. He's probably the top of the highs or the rookie of the year race for offensive rookie of the year and things of that nature. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge win, not a huge win, but a good win for the Texans. They moved to 6-4. Cardinals moved to 2-9. Tank Dell has just been balling out, and then Devin Singletary taking over the running back spot from Damian Pierce. I think Damian Pierce might be hurt actually, but Devin Single coming in, and I think he's rushed for 100 yards in the last 2 or 3 games. So he's been playing real well as the backup there. So yeah, good to see him balling out. And then Tank Dell his rookie year, he's been having a hell of a year too.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure. And he officially changed his name to Tank.
yeah, from like
It's
Nathaniel
Nathaniel. Yeah. So
Nathaniel
yeah,
Dell,
good.
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one for Houston. So yeah, they where are they sitting at in their division? So they are in the AFC South with Jacksonville. They're second in their division. So you got
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, and Tennessee. Tennessee's obviously at the bottom. Indy in second and third. Houston in second at 6-4, and Jacksonville atop that at 7-3. So they're only one game behind Jacksonville to lead that division. So they play next week. So that's going to
Big
be a big
game.
game next week. Yep, exactly. All right. And then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading over to San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy throws for almost a damn near perfect game, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 49ers just dominated the whole entire game, offense, defense, all of that good stuff. Brandon Ayuk has 156 yards receiving with a touchdown. 49ers end up winning 27-14 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 49ers moved to 7-3, Buccaneers to 4-6. Yeah, just an overall dominant performance from the 49ers there.
Yeah, I mean, back to their old ways. 3 losses back to back to back.
Right.
Then 2 wins back to back. So hopefully they get on that train. They got Chase Young now. Got Bosa. I mean, you got your offensive weapons, Chris McCaffrey. You mean that's a dominant force, dominant football team. And this is when they get scary. I mean, as we've seen before, I know the Packers have played them multiple times in the NFC Championship or even just the first game of the playoffs. But yeah, they're a scary team. And towards the end of the season, it looks like they are turning it up for the end of the season.
Yep, exactly. And then we had the New York Jets traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills on a 2-game losing streak heading into this one, but they break that losing streak by beating the New York Jets 32-6. Kind of just an overall dominant performance from the Buffalo Bills. And then Jets, yeah, yeah, they're not Zach Wilson, isn't it? They
Nope,
put in
he was officially benched. I think he actually
yep,
moved down to third string
yep,
for the Jets. I
yep.
think
Tim
their back,
Boyle,
Tim
yeah,
Boyle, and
Tim
their backup
Boyle.
is Trevor Simeon.
Yeah, so Tim Boyle and then Thomas Morstead came in a little bit there, just threw one pass. But yeah, Tim Boyle is looking like their starting quarterback for
Yep, he's been
for uh
named the starter. Yeah.
for week 12 and everything like that. So we'll see how that works out. Then you get Brees Hall more involved. He didn't do really anything on the ground. I guess it is Buffalo's defense. But he did have 50 yards through the air and a touchdown. But yeah, that was their lone touchdown on the game. And yeah, Josh Allen throws 3 touchdowns. James Cook had one. Stefon Diggs only had 27 yards on this game on 4 catches. So he's probably not happy. He probably had something to
Oh yeah,
say
he's
to
probably pouting. Yeah.
just like always. But he is a dog, and he did have a fumble, but then recovered it. And then Rasul Douglas, ex Packer, had
Mm-hmm.
a good game as well, and he was on Pat McAfee today talking
Yep.
about that. He had a fumble recovery and 2 interceptions. So he's balled out last week in Russell Douglas. Packers could use him back, but
Yeah.
was he the one that they just kind of picked up off the street kind of last year,
Yeah.
2 years ago?
He was on the practice squad. And then he was on a practice squad. I can't remember who he played for, but then that was when Arizona was 7-0 last year, and then they played the Packers in Lambeau, I believe, and he had that game-sealing pick in the end zone, and that's
Yeah,
kind of when everybody got introduced to Russell Douglas. So
yeah,
yeah, it kind of sucks that we don't have him, but
yeah. 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. Yeah, Bills end up dominating this one 32-6 and snap that 2-game losing streak. So good win from the Bills. And then we had Seattle heading to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. This one was kind of a crazy game. They Rams rallied back from a late deficit. They were down what 18 to 7, and then scored 10 points in the fourth quarter to make a comeback there. So huge win for the Rams. They moved to 4-6. Seattle moves to 6-4. Matt Stafford was back this game, threw a touchdown, threw a pick as well. And then Darrell Henderson had a touchdown on the ground, but he gets released from the Los Angeles Rams, so he's a free agent now as well. And then Cooper Kupp gets hurt this game, so even without Cooper Kupp and everything, Rams still find a way to beat the Seattle Seahawks in Los Angeles. And Matt Stafford, comeback kid, he's done this more times than any other quarterback in the league with his comebacks and everything. I think, what does that make it? 48 comeback victories in his career.
Insane. Yeah, I'm not sure of the number, but that's insane. That's a clutch player for you.
Yep, and he's a dog. He has heart, and I remember when he played for the Lions, he like broke his collarbone and then came in and threw the game-winning touchdown with the Lions.
I remember that.
Yeah,
was that when was that?
It was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah, I think it was on Thanksgiving too. I think.
Oh yeah, most likely they're a famous Thanksgiving team for sure.
Yeah, they're always playing on Thanksgiving. But yeah, huge win for the Rams. They moved to 4-6. Seattle to 6-4. That was the game right before Sunday night. And then we had the Broncos taking on the Vikings in Denver on Sunday night. And not a bad loss for the Vikings. That the Broncos snapped the Vikings 5-game win streak. And then the Broncos are on a 4-game win streak themselves, and they're beating teams that are pretty damn good, like Packers, Chiefs, Bills, Vikings. And then they play the Browns next week. They have the Texans, Chargers, Lions, Patriots, Chargers, Raiders. So they don't have
it's on a super tough schedule. I'd say 4 or 5 of those games are winnable. So dude, they can make a playoff run. They can make the playoffs, excuse me.
And they're second in the AFC West, right behind Kansas City, who's sitting at 7-3, and they just came off a loss too. We'll jump right in that one. But the Broncos end up winning or beating the Vikings in Denver. Cortland Sutton and Russell Wilson hook up for a game-winning touchdown in that back of the end zone. Very unfortunate. Just it was a tough game to watch.
You're a Vikings fan, so I'd assume it would be.
Right. And then Alexander Madison was back off of concussion protocol. He played decent, but just wasn't enough to get the Vikings over the hump in Denver. So Vikings fall to 6-4, and then Broncos move to 5-5. So good overall win for the Broncos, and they move on to who did I say, the Browns next week?
They play the Browns, and that's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be a tough game. I think it's gonna be a gritty game.
Defensive wise, Browns have a solid defensive roster
with DTR. Rookie quarterback.
I think Broncos end up winning that one too.
I do too. But
then Monday night, you had the Philadelphia Eagles rematch of the Super Bowl, Kelsey Bowl, the brother matchup and everything like that. We had the Eagles heading to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. It wasn't too much of a offensive game just because it was raining and kind of cold and all that good stuff in Kansas City. But Eagles find a way to prevail, end up winning 21-17. Devontae Smith with that end of the game catch for like 41 yards, and then they do the tush push into the end zone to seal the game. So they're the only team that I think is like good at the tush push. I think I can't remember the stat they said on.
Sure.
Right.
80,
I can't remember this.
87, 86. I don't know. Somewhere up there.
They're like 87 for like 90 on the tush push since they've started it. Yeah, so like they're like 98%.
I think that one time play. 92%.
That's what they call it. They call it the 92% because it works 92% of the time, but they actually have a better percentage than 92% on how many times they've ran it and played and stuff. So Eagles get the victory in Kansas City. I'm assuming the reason why Chiefs lost is because Taylor Swift wasn't at the game. And Travis Kelce only had 50 some yards on this game.
And he had a big fumble.
I mean, it wasn't
Punched out.
he was trying to protect it. It was more of a good play by Darby on the
Yeah,
defensive
but
end to
you I
punch
mean,
it out. I mean, he
yeah, but you
wrapped it
still
up
got to,
with two
still got to,
hands.
yeah, you got to be stronger than that. You got to hold on to that
Yeah,
ball.
I think it was just a great punch from Darby.
Yeah, but you're expecting that. You should be like as a receiver, tight end, whatever, running back. You should be expecting defenders to be punching at the ball. So yeah, you should
Yeah,
protect the ball.
right. Not Darby, I meant Byron. But yeah, he had a Byron also had a pick on the game too, so he was all over the field and everything and make forced
Fired,
that fumble.
fired.
Yeah, Kevin Byron. Yeah,
He just
I
got
don't
traded.
know.
They got him a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, he's the one that caused that fumble and had that pick and everything. So yeah, good win for the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. They moved to 9-1. They're top of the NFL, best record in the NFL there. In Kansas City sitting at 7-3. Um, two losses at home this year. One to the Lions at the beginning of the year and one to Philly. And tough place to get a W, but Philly finds a way to get it done. So overall good win from Philly. And yeah, that wraps up the week 11 games. We had Falcons, Colts, Patriots, and Saints on bye. So yeah, good overall week 11 for the NFL. A lot of close games, a lot of divisional games. That was kind of fun to watch this last week. And then, like you mentioned, a lot of three interception games from a lot of these quarterbacks. And so yeah, it was kind of a sloppy weekend, but turned out to be a pretty fun weekend overall and everything like that for the NFL. So yeah, what are you sitting at? I think you went 9-5 this week, and so
I
you're
went
sitting
nine
at
and five. So yeah, I'm sitting at 99 and
99.
65.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I forgot to bring my sheet, but I think I was right around that 9-5 or 8-6, just because I had the Vikings winning, and then I had the Chiefs winning,
Yeah, I think
and
we're
then
still sitting at that, like like the 5 or 6 game
yeah,
difference.
yep, exactly. So we'll see what Week 12 brings. And yeah,
And
starting off
hey,
week.
you mentioned before we get into week 12, yeah, you mentioned last week they had a lot of, divisional games. This week, around Thanksgiving, there is a lot of divisional games. That's like the tradition. You play somebody in your division. So let's get to to week 12.
Yeah, so week 12 starts off tomorrow on Thanksgiving. You have your traditional teams playing. You got the Lions, you got America's team and the Cowboys, and then you got the 49ers. Those are the main teams that usually play on Thanksgiving. So starting right off at 11:30, you got the Packers heading to Detroit to take on the Lions. This is a divisional game, like you mentioned. Yeah, Detroit has a 7.5 point spread at home over the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, who do you got in this one?
I mean, who do you think? I'm riding after a big win against the Chargers. I got to stick with the Packers. If Jordan Love continues to play like he did last week, and then the way that obviously Detroit being down to the Lions last week, I think that this is big. As long as the Packers can stay on top of it, keep that lead, play defense, don't let the Detroit Lions get back into the game. I think the Packers take this game in Detroit.
Yeah, I think I have just from the stats, like looking at the stats, Packers run defense is atrocious. And David Montgomery ran all over the Packers, had 150 yards and like 3 touchdowns against the Packers the first time they played them. And then Jameer Gibbs is coming into himself. He's starting to provide and produce and everything like that for the Lions as the kind of a two-headed monster with David Montgomery and everything. And then yeah, Jared Goff playing well. He did have those 3 interceptions last week, but I don't think he throws 3 interceptions this week. Yeah, and you got Sam Laporta and Amon St. Brown and JMO who just scored last week. And yeah, you got a bunch of players and weapons on the Lions, and their defense is stacked too. And so yeah, I like the Lions in this one at home on Thanksgiving. They usually play pretty well on Thanksgiving too. So
Yeah.
yeah, give me the Lions in this one. And that's at 11:30. So right away, kind of in the morning, while you're getting up and getting ready for probably on
Big
your way over
Thanksgiving
to
meal.
probably on the way over to mama's house getting ready for Thanksgiving. So and then the afternoon game, the 3:30 game, you have the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, Washington Commanders are at 4-7, Cowboys at 7-3. It's in Dallas. Dallas has a 13.5 point spread. Yeah, who do you got in this one?
I got Dallas at home. Just the way they've been playing the past 2 weeks, I think like I said, they're going to turn it on this back half of the year and make a big run in the playoffs. So I'm going to go Dallas at home.
Yeah, I got Dallas at home too. They've been playing really well at home. They're 4-0 at home. Um, but yeah, this one could be sneaky. Like I said, Commanders always play up to their competition or
Yeah,
down to their competition.
and the Cowboys
Um,
have been known to play down to their competition as well. So yeah, it could be a sneaky
exactly.
game. Could be very very tight, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be closer than that 13.5. I don't think Cowboys win by 2 touchdowns, maybe 10. So if you're looking at the spread, maybe take the spread for the Commanders, but I still have Dallas in this one at home. I think Tony Pollard needs to get back on track. He's not been having very many good games the last 4 or 5 weeks. They need to get him involved, but CeeDee Lamb's been balling out. So, and Dak Prescott's been playing well too. So yeah, give me the Cowboys in this one at home for
Yeah.
sure. So, and then Thursday night, that's kind of fun to say. On Thanksgiving night, you have the San Francisco 49ers heading to Seattle, who just coming off a loss, and 49ers coming off a dominant win. 49ers at 7-3, Seattle at 6-4. It is in Seattle, but San Francisco has a 7-point spread in this one. I can already imagine who you're going with, but who do you got?
Yeah, I got 49ers. That little mid-season slump that they had losing those 3 games. Kind of like the Cowboys, just I mean, and like I mentioned, talking about Week 11, they're going to pick it up, and then yeah, this is the most important time of the season or the year, just to play well, and I think they have been these past 2 games. So I think they're gonna roll over the Seahawks.
Yeah, 100%. That bye really helped out the 49ers after losing those 3 straight. They got a bye in between there and then come out and have 2 dominant performances against Jacksonville and Tampa Bay. And I think they just keep it rolling over Seattle. But then, yeah, after Seattle, they have the Eagles. And so that's this one might be a trap game. You never know. They might be already thinking ahead to the Eagles, just
Yeah,
because it's that
possibly.
NFC divisional game, not divisional game, but NFC conference game. So yeah, they
It's a
could
huge game too. Yeah,
this could be a trap game. They're on the road. It's in Seattle, the 13th fan or the 13th team member or whatever they call themselves,
yeah.
um, or the 12th man or whatever. But yeah, this one could be a
Oh,
lot
man, that's,
closer.
yeah.
Yeah, right. But the 49ers could be a trap game. So I'd watch out for this one. I don't know. I'm still going to take the 49ers, but it's going to be kind of close just because they have Philly that they're probably already looking ahead to next week already. So, but yeah, stack team for the 49ers. Can't love watching the 49ers play, honestly. So,
Hmm.
and then you have Friday game. This is Friday, Black Friday game. This one's at 2 p.m. It's on Amazon Prime if you have that. But you got on Friday you have the Dolphins heading to New York to take on the Jets. This one might be a kind of a boring game to watch. I think Dolphins are going to run all over the Jets, especially with having Tom Boyle or Tim Boyle at the quarterback. And then yeah, I
Hey,
think
he's an ex Packer. He was behind Aaron Rodgers. He's very skilled, and I think that
he's also been on 8 different teams in the past like
yeah,
5 years.
he knows the playbook. He's very able to get acclimated to each team.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were showing. Yeah, they
but
were
yeah, just
showing a
next.
stat on Pat McAfee, showing like how many touchdowns to interceptions he had for each team, and I think his total was like 6 touchdowns and 34 interceptions.
Yeah, but then Aaron Rodgers did say that that is incorrect because they were including preseason as well. I mean, preseason doesn't matter,
Yeah, maybe some
but that
people.
he because Aaron Rodgers texted to Pat that's
Yeah,
incorrect information. So
right. But you just said that uh, Jordan Love's getting back to his preseason ways.
well, and in the first 2 games we were 2-0. I said
Yeah,
first few games as well.
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I think Dolphins run all over the Jets. Who do you got in that one? Miami has a 9.5 point spread on the road against the Jets at East Rutherford uh, in that MetLife Stadium. So yeah, who
Yeah,
do you got in
I
that one?
got the Dolphins. Obviously, I mean, I want Tim Boyle to do good. He's former Packer, but like the Jets do not look good. The defense can only do so much. Defense, yeah, they win games, but your offense has got to be there. They got to score points. They got to run the ball. They
Well,
got to pass the
Buffalo,
ball.
yeah, Buffalo
Um,
put up 34 on them.
exactly. And Buffalo's not. I mean, they're not playing great either. I mean,
No,
they dropped a few bad games too. And the Jets just it came out that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to return the second week or whatever of December.
yeah, December
What he's
7th or
shooting for.
something like that.
He's still going to play, I think, but I just don't know. The Jets do not look good. Their defense cannot save them if they cannot put points on the board. Maybe Tim Boyle is the solution, but who knows? I'm
Yeah,
going
but
with Bills.
Aaron Rodgers is kind of defying the odds and getting back pretty quickly. He's already running on the treadmill and doing, like you said, step
Yeah,
drop backs in the pregame and everything like that. So
and there's a video out there, I guess. I mean, I haven't seen it, but where he's running like 20 some miles per hour already.
really, that's fucking
Yes,
nuts. Like, dude's like,
Pat received that
it's like 45 years
that
old and
video,
he's
but he's
doing that.
not. He said don't post it, but he's 45. No, he's 39, but yeah.
Almost 40, yeah. So that's pretty nuts that he's able to
It is,
do that on an Achilles. So
he's defying science right there.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, those are your Thanksgiving games and your Black Friday games. And then we move to Sunday, where we have the 5-5 Saints heading to the 4-6 Falcons. This one should be a close game. Atlanta with a 1 point spread in this one at home. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Atlanta. Did they fire their head coach,
No, 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 no,
Artie
nope.
Smith or whatever?
No, they
What did
did
I hear
not.
about Artie Smith? I heard something about Artie Smith.
That he's not a very good coach. I mean, he has the job when he hasn't had a good record in 2 years, 3 years, whatever he's been there.
Yeah. And
No,
they
they didn't.
lose they're winning close games, but they're also losing close games as well. And
Mm-hmm.
they're coming off the loss to the Cardinals.
Yeah, bad,
But that
bad.
was it's 25-23, but they had a bye last week. So
Yeah,
um
get rested up. Maybe fix some stuff in your offense and defense.
yeah,
The
because
entirety.
they're going back and forth between quarterbacks. So that's never a confidence booster when you get pulled and then you go back in and then you don't play very
Right.
well, then yeah, you always have that thought in the back of your mind. So yeah, we'll see how the Falcons do. But yeah, who do you got in this one?
I don't know. It's a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Atlanta. They're coming off a bye, right?
They both are. Yep.
Both are coming off a bye. I know the
Yep.
Saints have a lot more skilled players. I think they're a lot more talent on that team. This is a tough one for me because I do like Arthur Smith. I think I like him more as a person than obviously a coach because he's not very good. Um, but I got to go with the Saints here on the road, just with all the weapons they have: Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas,
Michael Thomas got put on
Dale.
IR,
Okay, shit. Yeah,
but they still have
that's
Chris
that's news to
Olave.
me.
They have
But
Chris
yeah,
Olave. They have that Rashid Shaheed kid.
yep.
They have a bunch of weapons on their team, so I'm not
Michael
worried
Thomas got
about.
put on IR.
Mhm.
What's his injury?
I'm gonna pull it up here.
I did not hear. That's news
Saints
to me.
placed Thomas on injury reserve Tuesday because of a knee.
Dude, that dude's always hurt. I think he's played maybe 8 games in the past 3 years.
Yeah, he had turf toe one year
And
and all that good
he
stuff.
sat out the whole year.
Yeah, but yeah, he is getting up there. He was drafted in 2016, so this is like his eighth year in the NFL. So he is
And yeah,
getting up there
once
in age and
he had
everything
three
like
or four
that.
good, really good years, 2 or 3
Well, he was
really
a number one wide receiver for like 4 years straight.
with Devontae and yeah, those guys. But yeah,
Right. But he was balling out like back in his prime. But yeah, I
then he
think
hasn't
he's
played in 3 years.
going over the hill and yeah, he gets placed on IR. He's probably out for the rest of the year. But very consistent wide receiver. He got you 10 points a week in fantasy no matter what. So
Yep, he
very
does.
consistent player. Bijan Robinson, he scored a couple weeks ago, so it's gonna be fun to see Bijan Robinson get going. And he only has 2 touchdowns a year, and yeah, he should be having a lot more than that. They should be giving him the ball almost every play just because he's their only weapon on the team, pretty much, besides like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. But yeah, so Saints Falcons, that should be a close one. I'm gonna go with Saints in this one. I like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Saints.
I think so too. I mean, just the way. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what the
I like
the
yeah.
Falcons are. Like they don't have an identity. Like they're losing close games, but they're winning close games. They haven't really like I don't know. They're not very trustable. To
Yeah.
win a game. But
Yeah, no. And then Saints, I like Derek Carr over Desmond Ritter any day. So yeah, give me the Saints in this one.
yeah,
Perfect. And then we have another divisional game. We have the Steelers at the Bengals. This one should be a close one as well, especially with Joe Burrow out.
Joe
Um,
Burry, Joe Burry.
yeah. So yeah, Steelers at Bengals. Pittsburgh has a 1.5 point spread in this one on the road, probably just due to that Joe Burrow injury. So yeah, who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh. Steel curtain, baby. I think that's big that Canada's gone. Maybe I'm not sure what's going on in that facility. Like if the offensive players
Yeah,
they wanted him to leave, maybe not. I'm not sure, but maybe this is like a rejuvenation for that Pittsburgh offense. Hopefully, Kenny Pickett's able
he's
to do what
some
he wants. I mean, there's a play that they showed where what's his name was Pickens was 1-on-1. They
uh
had he was alone, and they ended up throwing a screen.
right. Well, that's just the way that Canada draws up the plays. If you see somebody coming on a blitz, you go hot route.
Yeah,
And then yeah, the hot route was that screen, but I don't know. I
but he's
think
gone,
yeah,
so I'm gonna go
yeah,
Pittsburgh
well,
here,
yeah. I want to see
especially with
Kenny Pickett
Stroud.
throw the ball down the field more because you saw what he did at Pitt. I mean, he was balling out at Pitt
Yeah,
until he got hurt. But yeah,
and you've seen the few connections that he's had with George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. He's had a few big connections with those each of those receivers, so he can do that.
yeah,
And then also with Joe Burrow not being the
yeah.
starting quarterback for the Bengals.
Yeah. I'm not sure who I got in this one. Who's going to be their starting quarterback? Probably that one kid. What was his name?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm going to pull it up here. Jake Browning. Jake Browning as their quarterback. So
I have no clue who that is.
yeah, he's out of Washington. So he's a rookie. So he's the quarterback for Washington before
Penix.
what's his name, Penix. Yeah, played before Penix took over. So yeah, Jake Browning balled out at Washington. Yeah, but we'll see what he can do for Cincinnati. But they do have all the weapons. I mean, they have Jamar Chase. They have Joe Mixon. I don't know if T Higgins is back. T Higgins was hurt last week.
I don't believe
Um,
so.
so we'll see what he's questionable this week. Let's see what he has. Hamstring, isn't practicing Wednesday. So he has, yeah, Thursday, Friday. And I don't even know if they're going to be practicing Thursday, maybe Friday.
Yeah, they might do a little walkthrough on Thursday.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
well,
yeah, I don't know. I doubt it, but I still got the Steelers. Who do you pick?
I haven't picked yet. I'm probably, this one's tough. I think yeah. I don't know how that firing of the coach, offensive coordinator is really going to go. They haven't done it in, like I said, 80 years since 1941. So what's that going to do to the offense? Are they going to have something to go to right away or something like
Yeah,
that? Give me the Bengals in this one. I'm going to take the Bengals. We were on that one streak where we're like, we shouldn't take the Bengals, but then they won 4 in a row against the Bills. 49ers, they beat the 49ers, but then they lose to the Texans and the Ravens. But yeah, we'll see. I think I got the Cincinnati Bengals in this one over the Pittsburgh Steelers, just with the amount of weapons that the Bengals have and the Steelers don't. So
hmm
yeah, give me the Bengals in this one. And then another noon o'clock game. You have kind of a boring ass game. You have the Carolina Panthers heading to Tennessee Titans to take on the Titans. 1-9 Panthers, 3-7 Titans. Tennessee has a 3.5 point spread in this one. Who do you got?
I'm going Panthers. I know that first time I did pick the Panthers, so this is gonna be their first win, and what they end up doing, they won. So I'm
Yep.
gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers here. Titans obviously not playing great. Will Levis still getting his feet wet. As a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna go Panthers on the road.
Yeah, you got Derrick Henry questionable for this game. Terrell Edmonds, their safeties questionable, stuff like that. So Tennessee, I mean, yeah, hard to trust Tennessee, but like you said, Mike Vrabel, I like him as a coach.
He's a
And then
beast, yeah.
Panthers are not doing well at all. Yeah, give me the Titans on this. Give me the Titans on in this game. I think D Hop and Derrick Henry are gonna ball out. I think Derrick Henry plays this week, hopefully, and has like 2 touchdowns and everything like that. So yeah, give me the Titans in this one at home.
Alrighty, so I mean, I think now we're sitting at what, a 2 game difference right now, two discrepancies or differences in picks.
Yeah, Lions, Packers, and then
Oh, so it
Steelers
would
and
be three.
Steelers and Bengals. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did you pick the Falcons or the Saints?
Saints.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. And then we have kind of another boring game. This might be a little bit more interesting than the Panthers Titans game, but you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sitting at 4-6, heading to Indy at 5-5. Indy has a 2.5 point spread in this one. Yeah, Gardner Minshew's been playing well, and yeah, Colts sitting at 5-5. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Bucks here. I know this is a very gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game. But the Bucks need to get a win. They have been on a little bit of losing streak. The Colts are good. Gardner's good, but I'm gonna go Bucks here on the road.
Yeah, Jim Irsay, I think, got arrested. Um,
For doing what?
oh, this was like back in 2014. So he made some comments about like alcoholism and addiction and everything like that. So yeah, he was just commenting on that last night on First Take or something about all that good stuff. And yeah, I saw it on Pat McAfee a little bit here, and I didn't pay too close attention. But yeah,
You
Jim
got arrested.
Irsay's
You got arrested recently.
no, I think this was back in 2014 for like alcohol or drugs or something.
Oh yeah, he was.
And
He
then he
was.
was just commenting on it last night on First Take and stuff like
He's a
that.
big cokehead or something like that.
Right, right.
Say.
But yeah, should be a close game. Like I said, what was the spread on this one?
That
Three and a
one
half.
I had 2.5.
Yeah, so it's 2.5 still for Indy. I'm gonna take the Colts in this one at home. You got the Bucks.
Yep. I'm gonna
Yep.
put all my trust in Baker right there.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing too bad this year. I think this is a good team for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I
You
mean
got Mike
it's
Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashid White's been playing well, so
he's got a lot of
should
weapons around him.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, but so does Gardner Minshew. So he has Jonathan
Not,
Taylor, and
but
then you
not
got
as
Michael
Jonathan Taylor.
Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman's
Yeah,
is still young. He hasn't really defined himself as a huge weapon, but Michael Thomas has.
yeah.
Chris Godwin has.
Josh Downs, the rookie's been playing well for the Colts
He has.
too.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they're coming off a bye. I think Tampa Bay played last week, but
Yep.
Colts are
Tampa Bay.
coming. Yeah, Colts are coming off a bye. So yeah, give me the Colts in this one at home. I like the Colts in this one. So perfect. And then we got the New England Patriots sitting at 2-8, heading to the Giants, who are 3-8. This one should be a boring game as well. But Giants put up what 38 last week or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And then, but weird thing about this is New England has a 3.5 point spread over the Patriots. Um, I mean, New England has a 3.5 point spread over the Giants.
Hmm.
So yeah, who do you got in this one?
I don't know. I want to go with Patriots just because they've been a slump fest the whole year pretty much. Um, and this could be Bill Belichick's last win as a New England Patriot. Um, and what are the Giants sitting with the third string quarterback, that Danny DeVito, whatever his name,
Yeah,
Tommy
but
DeVito.
he balled out last week. Yeah,
He did.
Daniel Jones is having had surgery on his what did he have, his thumb or something?
I'm
Or
not sure, but I know that. I'm
but he's out 8 to 10 months for rehab.
gonna
No,
go. I'm gonna go
it was his
neck.
knee. Let me just look at it.
No, while you're looking that up, I'm gonna go Giants at home.
Or a torn ACL.
I'm gonna go Giants at home.
Yeah, torn ACL was what happened to Daniel Jones. I think we mentioned that last week or 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Um, But yeah, Tommy DeVito's been playing well. Saquon Barkley's been playing well. I don't like the Patriots at all. I don't like the Patriots at all. Mac Jones, yeah, no, thank you. Give me the Giants at this one at home.
I think Mac Jones got benched last week,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm gonna go Giants as well.
heck yeah. All right, and then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Houston to take on the Texans. This one's a divisional game, should be a good one. Jaguars at 7-3, Texans at 6-4. Jacksonville has a 2.5 spread on the road against Houston. This one should be a close one. Like I said, divisional game. Who do you got in this one?
Hmm.
Yeah, this one's close because this one
Yeah.
determines like who gets first spot
Yeah,
in
it
the
does. Yeah, it's a huge game. It's a huge game. How many interceptions did you say Stroud threw?
three last week.
Okay. I mean, I think that's impactful for a rookie quarterback. Does he bounce back or does he stay in that slump? Who knows? I'm gonna go Jacksonville on the road.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville on the road too. The way they played last week. Um, yeah, I think they're back to themselves. I want to see Jacksonville do good. I like Doug Peterson, and then yeah, Jacksonville last year almost beat the Chiefs to make yeah. So I like give me Jacksonville in this one. I like Jacksonville on the road. I'm not. Yeah, Houston has been surprising a lot of people. Tank Dell's been balling out. Singletary. We mentioned all of this stuff, but yeah, give me Jacksonville in this one. I like Jacksonville over Houston on the road. Kind of settle down the Texans, put them back to reality and everything like that. So
Yeah, I mean they haven't. They're living on that high because they haven't been good in so long.
right. So yeah, and then we got to saw JJ Watt on Pat McAfee. It's fun listening to him talk and
He's
everything
gonna be
like
he's gonna be
that.
suiting up. He's gonna be suiting up on Sunday, so it'll be
Yeah,
exciting to see.
yeah, right. So yeah, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Houston Texans this one. So and then we move to the 3 o'clock games, the afternoon games. We have the Cleveland Browns heading to Denver to take on the Broncos, who are on a 4-game win streak. Denver has a 1.5 point spread in Denver at the Mile High. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, so we talked about this,
Yeah,
in week 11, about week 11. I'm gonna go with the Broncos at home, Mile High, and they're gonna go on a 5-game win streak, make it five. The Browns, with backup quarterback, yeah, I gotta go Broncos. I think that they're gonna keep going. This is the right time. I'll keep
yeah,
saying it time and time again. The Broncos are turning it up at the right time, and it's huge for them.
yeah. I think Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are starting to get on the same page. feels like Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton have been on the same page the last 2 years, like when he first came to Denver, but they just couldn't win any games. But now you have Sean Payton coming in, and then you have a whole new offense. Cortland Sutton, I think, has like 5 touchdowns on the year, something like that, 6 touchdowns on the year. He's just been balling out. So yeah, 8 touchdowns on the year. Excuse me. He has 8 touchdowns on the year. Not a whole lot of yards, 500 yards, but 8 touchdowns is huge for a
I
wide
mean,
receiver.
he's putting points on the board, so
Right. Yeah. Right.
and they do
And
have
Russell
they do
Wilson
have
has 19 touchdowns on the year and only 4 interceptions. So they've been playing really well. Defense has to hold up, and their defense has been the last 3 games, 4 games actually. So yeah. Who do you got in this one? Did you already pick?
I got Broncos, yeah. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Broncos. But no, I'm gonna say they do, yeah, Cortland Sutton connection with Russell Wilson. But again, you gotta think they still do have a really sneaky guy next to Cortland, and that's Jerry Judy.
Right.
He's a
Jerry
dog.
Judy.
He doesn't get as many receptions as he probably should. They probably majority goes to Cortland Sutton, but Jerry Judy's still good.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, Browns are actually on a 3 game win streak as well themselves. Um, so yeah, this should be a good game. Um, I don't think yeah, I don't think Dorian Thompson Robinson's gonna have enough in him to beat the Denver Broncos. So yeah, give me the Denver Broncos at home. It's always a tough place to play in Mile High. So yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of field goals this game. But I think Denver gets that touchdown that tops the Cleveland Browns there. So
Yeah.
then another 305 game, you have the LA Rams heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Cardinals sitting at 2-9. They do have Kyler Murray back. And then Rams sitting at 4-6, have Matt Stafford back. We'll see about Cooper Kupp. I don't know if he'll be back next week, but even if, I mean, they still have like 3-4 wins without Cooper Kupp too. At the beginning of the year with Puka Nakua and all those guys
Hmm.
playing well. So who do you got in this one?
I'm gonna go
Rams have a
Rams.
Rams have a 1.5 point spread on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams here. Just the way, I mean, even if Cooper Cup's out, they do have Puka Nakua. He's had a phenomenal year. And then Matt Stafford. You know, he's named that 48. What is it? 48 comeback wins
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember the exact
around
number off
that
the top of
around
my
that number.
head,
But
but most in
even
the
if they're
NFL
down,
by any quarterback. Yeah.
even if they're down to the Cardinals, I still think they got Matt Stafford, Puka Nakua. If Cooper Cup plays, who knows? Which adds another weapon for Matt Stafford. So I'm gonna go Rams here on the road.
Yep. Give me the Rams as well over the actually, yeah, give me the Rams over the Cardinals. But I do like how Kyler Murray's been playing. He's been using his legs. He looks back to normal. And just the last 3 games that he's been back, he has 500 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So, but yeah, just knocking off some of the rust and everything like that. Hopefully, is James Conner going to be back? James Conner's back and
Yep.
everything like that. So, I mean, Marquise Brown. They have some weapons. Then they have that Trey McBride, who's been balling out at the tight end
Tight
position
end
when
position,
Zach
yeah.
Ertz has been out.
Hmm.
So yeah, I actually like. I'm switching my pick. Give me the Arizona Cardinals in this one at home. I like the Arizona Cardinals in this one, especially if the Rams they don't have Cooper Kupp, and then they're relying on like their fourth string running back and Kyron Williams and stuff like that. So yeah, give me the Arizona Cardinals in this one actually. So
Okay.
awesome. And then yeah, then that next game after that 325 game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs heading to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. This one should be a cakewalk, but who knows? Kansas City has an 8.5 point spread over the Raiders. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I have the Kansas City Chiefs back and bouncing back after that loss last week. The Raiders, as much as I love them, I love Devontae Adams. I love the new culture that they have, you know, getting the interim head coach. But I do
Max
think it's a big
Crosby. Yeah.
Max Crosby. Love him too. It's a big bounce back game for the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go Chiefs on the road.
Yeah, I got Chiefs on the road in this one as well. I
And
think, yeah, it's
it's
in
in Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah,
So
it's in Vegas, but I don't
Is Taylor Swift done with her tour yet, or is
I
she
don't
gonna
know. She's been
stay
in
in
Rio. She was in Rio
De Janeiro?
when last week when they were playing, but she might be done with the Eras tour, hopefully back in the
Yeah.
States. But if not, it doesn't matter. I think uh Kansas City kind of hears some of the chatter in the background saying, hey, we got to get Travis Kelce the ball more, run some routes for Travis Kelce, make sure he gets involved right away because he didn't get one target until like the second quarter. And he's
Mhm.
the only one that's reliable on that team, like we mentioned. MBS Marquez Valdez-Scantling with the huge drop at the end, and then he had a turnaround, like he threw it, Patrick Mahomes threw it, and then MVS did like a full 360 and lost the ball. Like, yeah, and then you have Kadarius Toney, who's been has hand or bricks for hands. But I do like what Kansas City did and just put him in the
Either
backfield.
bricks for hands or butter for hands, because I don't know.
Right,
One
but
of the
then
two,
they did put him in the backfield and just used him as a running back.
which is
Can't
smart.
you can't drop a handoff. I mean, you can, but a lot harder
Take
than
it right in the
dropping a pass.
breadbasket,
So
maybe. Yeah.
exactly. So I like what Andy Reid did there with Kadarius Toney, and then he's been punt returning and everything like that. He's been doing well at punt returners. I think that did they release McCole Hardman? I hope so because I don't like
Mhm.
that guy.
Yeah,
They
they
might have
did.
released him after they picked him up, but yeah, give me the Chiefs in this one on the road. So yeah, I like the Chiefs. I have them winning by more than 8.5. I have them winning by 10 in this one. So yeah, I like the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, and then we got the Buffalo Bills at 6-5, heading to the Philadelphia Eagles, best team in the NFL, sitting at 9-1. This one should be a good one. All the hype around the Bills and the Eagles, this should be a good game. It's in Philly, and Philly has a 3.5 point spread. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go upset here. I'm going Bills because I want to see the Eagles get beat. Um, not a big Eagles fan at all. I'm gonna go Buffalo here. They're gonna walk into Philly and whoop that ass. I don't know if they're gonna whoop their ass, but I think that they're gonna win. Bills bring Bills Mafia with you. Yeah, I'm going Buffalo in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the game, if you watched that game last Monday, um, Kansas City looked like the better team over the Eagles for sure. Uh, just those drops. I mean, and just like miscommunication on throws and everything like that. But overall, defensive,
Turnovers.
yeah, I think there's the Chiefs look like a better team on the field than the Eagles did, but Eagles they're 9-1 for a reason. They have a good defense, they have a good offense,
Yeah,
just an all around sound team, great O line and everything like that. So, but yeah, it's at home. It's in Philadelphia. Give me the Eagles in this one. I like what Philly's been doing, especially losing last year in the Super Bowl. Um, yeah, I like Philadelphia winning this one, and then I think Philadelphia wins. It's gonna be KC Philly in the Super Bowl again.
I
I
believe so.
can
Yeah, repeat. Yep, I believe
that'll be
so.
kind
I
of
mean,
fun,
yeah,
but
I'm a big fan of the Kelsey brothers, so
yeah, one hundred
whenever they're in
percent.
anything involved in anything, I like watching that. So yeah, I wouldn't mind another rematch.
Yeah, 100%. I like that, but I think the Eagles beat the Bills in this one. I don't like the Bills. There's too much hype around them. We got Stephon Diggs. I mean, he did the same thing in the Vikings. Just cried when he didn't get the ball, and then yeah. So I just think he's not a very good locker room
Hey,
guy.
but yeah, but you cannot. Okay, you're talking shit about him, but he's the one that brought you to the NFC Championship, I believe.
On the
I think,
Minneapolis Miracle against the
yeah,
Saints.
and that's the best thing that's happened to the Vikings. The
Yeah,
Vikings this year.
right, right. But that fucking the Saints
And he's the
defender
one that did that.
whiffed. Just
He's
no,
the
he
one that
didn't.
did that, though.
He just
He
caught
caught the
it, and
ball,
then the defenders whiffed.
and that's
Like
when's the last time you made it that far?
yeah, no, yeah, that would probably be 2008 maybe when we made the NFC Championship, lost to the Saints.
So it would have been. I think that happened in what 18.
Well, it was with no 2000. Yeah, 18 was the Minneapolis Miracle, and then
So
2008 was
10
with like
years.
Brett
Yeah,
Favre
yeah,
that he
yeah.
led us to the NFC
So
Championship. I think we lost to or not maybe not the NFC Championship, but I think the game to get to the NFC Championship was against the
yeah,
Saints in 2008, and we lost there. But
but yeah.
yeah,
So you're
I
going
think
Eagles. I'm going Bills.
yeah, I'm going Eagles on this one. So, and then we got the Baltimore Ravens against the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night. That should be a good one. Hopefully, it's not a blowout, 34-3. But I do like the Ravens in this one. They have a solid team. Lamar Jackson's well worth the money that they paid him. So I'm glad he sat out and not necessarily sat out, but negotiated and tried to get a deal that he thought he was worth.
He's his
So
own agent, I think.
right, yep, him and his mom. So yeah, there's a I think the Ravens got this one. Ravens might be in the AFC NFC Championship facing the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that might be the AFC Championship game for
Yeah,
that.
that's a good guess for sure. I agree. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens too. I mean, I think I've gone Ravens the past 3 or 4 weeks for sure, if not longer.
And they probably
I'm gonna
haven't let you down a whole lot.
no. So I'm gonna ride with the Ravens. I like Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Mark Andrews getting hurt is a huge deal because he was a big target for Lamar.
Yeah,
But
they
and
got
then
Isaiah Likely stepping up, and when he plays, he's kind of steps up in a big way and
he
has
does.
some pretty good games. So I like
And,
Isaiah Likely.
Rashad Bateman, he's been kind of turning on. He had his first touchdown a few weeks ago, or
OBJ's
last
been
week.
stepping up.
I think. Yeah,
OBJ's
OBJ's been
had like,
balling out.
yep,
Um, then you got Zay Flowers. He's a
Gus
dog
Edwards.
too.
Yep,
Gus
Zay
Edwards.
Flowers has been playing well. Gus Edwards has been playing well. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all around solid squad. Defense is a little shaky, but defense is still pretty solid on the Baltimore side. So
Yeah.
they have a good defensive line and everything. So yeah, I like the Ravens in this one over the Chargers. Hopefully it's a shootout, like a barn burners going back and forth and everything, coming down to the wire. But I do like the Ravens in this one. So yeah, just the Chargers just can't get it together, I don't think.
No,
Even with all the
and
talent that they have on offense and
that's the crazy
defense.
part. That's the crazy part. They have so many weapons, and just can't put it together for a win. I mean, they've only got 4 wins, and I never thought that the Chargers would be, 4-6 like they are.
Right. Right. Exactly. But yeah, that's Sunday night. We had the Ravens and Chargers, and then Monday night we have another divisional game. We have the Bears heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who were coming off a tough loss against the Broncos. But yeah, they're sitting at 6-5. Bears at 3-8. Actually, a pretty big game for the Vikings or the Bears, because Bears win, they moved to 4-8. That's going to be right behind the Packers, and
It'd
if
be four
Packer
and
lose,
six.
right, but Bears will be 4-8 if they beat the Vikings. And then if the Packers lose to the Lions, they'll be 4-7. And
Okay,
so,
yeah. So Bears haven't had their bye either.
right, exactly. So there's no buys this week. No teams are on buys. So yeah, Monday night we have the Chicago Bears heading to Minneapolis, US Bank Stadium. I like the Vikings in this one, but they have a 3.5 point spread at home. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think last week was kind of a fluke. But yeah, anyway,
A
yeah, what do
fluke?
you got? Yeah, 100%.
Is that what all Vikings fans say when they lose? God damn.
No, I mean,
Um,
dude, we
so
started
I
off
agree.
1-4. We went on a 5 game win streak. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
I mean, you're starting slow.
well, we had
Last year you were 13-3, and you should have been 8-8. You won
says
games
who?
that you shouldn't have won. I mean, yeah, well,
I
you
don't
can
know.
say that, but
We've been that way the last like 5 years. We're always losing close games
okay,
by
okay.
one
Not,
point scores, and then
so it's not a
last,
fluke then.
mm,
Um,
yeah,
but so Bears, yes, Bears. I had the Bears marked initially, just because of the way they played against the Detroit Lions. But I'm gonna go Vikings here. At home, as much as it hurts me to pick the Vikings, I'm going to for 2 weeks in a row. They let me down last week, but hopefully they can give me a dub this week.
yeah, going Vikings as well. So yeah, that's a preview of Week 12. A lot of divisional games. We have some Thanksgiving games, which are always fun to watch. Get some food in you,
Yep.
and yeah, watch some football, drink some beers, all that good stuff. Maybe get a little backyard football going on and everything like that. But yeah, what speaking of what are we usually doing on Thanksgiving? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
what are
I
some
mean,
of the? I
just
mean, I
speaking of,
know.
let's just let you know, like, this is one of the best weekends in the fall. Obviously, Thanksgiving, being around a lot of family and friends. Then you have football on Thursday, you have football on Friday, you have football on Saturday, you have football on Sunday, and you have football on Monday. You couldn't pick the better slate if you're a football fan. Just having games, 4 days in a row, whatever it is. So, but yeah, tradition. Usually, you want to go first. You want to say what you enjoy most about time around Thanksgiving, or what you do.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we don't do a whole lot of like traditional stuff, like tradition wise. Like we don't have like backyard football games like some families do, or some I know some people run like a 5K on Thanksgiving and all that
My
stuff.
thing doing that, yeah.
But I'm just gonna be sitting there eating and watching football. That's what I usually do on Thanksgiving. But uh yeah, as far as food goes, man,
Yeah, favorite dish. Let's go favorite tradition or what you do, and then yeah, your favorite dish or two um, around Thanksgiving.
yeah, so if you were going just with like the regular Thanksgiving meal, so you got your turkey, your ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. My favorite side would probably be stuffing. I like stuffing for some reason. Stuffing's good. Yeah, then you got the Hawaiian rolls and stuff like that. That's like a traditional Thanksgiving, but when we go out to Pier and head to Pop's house, we don't usually do anything really traditional. We're actually having prime rib and crab legs. That's what I'm looking forward to. uh, for a Thanksgiving meal. So that's going to be delicious. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and
So
then just
so your favorite
seeing family and friends and everything. That's probably, yeah, just being thankful for everything you got. So
so your favorite side is going to be stuffing, you said, correct?
probably, yeah, stuffing. And then not a huge mashed taters guy, but I do like making a little sandwich with my Hawaiian buns, throw a piece of ham on there, throw some potatoes, stuffing, and gravy, and chowing down. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the prime rib and crab legs for
Me
sure.
too. I mean, yeah, yeah, me too. But
Not a huge fan of turkey.
so tradition, um, like you said, you just like watching, grubbing out and watching football. Mine's got to be. I mean, I don't always. I have before going deer hunting on Thanksgiving weekend. Not this year, but I do it around Thanksgiving, so either the like a week before or a week after. That's probably my favorite tradition is going out and going deer hunting. Um, we went last weekend, and yeah, I got a doe, and that's one of my favorite traditions. But obviously, being around family watching football is also one of mine. And then favorite dish, I'd probably say I'm gonna go main dish, and then the side I'm gonna go turkey. I'm a big turkey guy. I love turkey. Then I go green bean casserole as my side. I'm a big green bean guy. As if you know me well, I love green beans. So I'll go turkey and green beans. So
Oh yeah. No, turkey makes you sleep. It has like triamptamine or triath or whatever that word's called. It makes you sleepy. So yeah, and usually turkey like it has to be smoked or something to like make it juicy. But
well, I
usually
did my
when
yeah.
usually when you got turkey, it ends up being like the Griswold family Christmas where that shit just pops open and is fucking dry as shit.
Made a
Um,
turkey last year and it turned out pretty well. So in
yeah,
the oven,
yeah. I mean, usually like that there's turkey, there's usually a ham, and I'll eat the ham over the turkey for sure.
yeah. But
Um,
like you said, yeah, just doing like the little sandwich. So you put like you got the Hawaiian rolls. You put like a piece of ham or turkey, whatever you like, and then some mashed potatoes. Oh, that's good too.
yeah,
Especially after, and that's one of the things you make after the meal. Like you're getting up
just
from your
grubbing.
nap, and
Yeah,
you're getting up from your nap, and you have one of those. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we're just gonna be doing a lot of traveling. Staying in Sioux Falls on Thursday, heading to Pier on Friday, and then heading to Mitchell on Sunday. Or yeah, Saturday or Thursday, Thanksgiving
well,
in Sioux Falls, Friday in Pierce, Saturday in Mitchell. So yeah,
there you go.
should be a fun weekend. We get a 4 day break. We don't have work Thursday, Friday, and we got Saturday and Sunday, and it's just loaded with football. So pumped about that and everything. Uh, yeah, not what else is going on? I mean, NBA is still going on, in season
Mm,
tournaments going on. Actually, Lakers and Pacers actually are 4-0 and have are going to the quarterfinals. Pacers have been playing really well. Tyrese Halliburton had 38 and like
he's a
16
beast.
assists last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
or not last week, last night. But yeah, there's games going on tonight. There's no games on Thanksgiving for NBA. They take Thursday off, but then you got Friday and Saturday. So basketball's what are we like 3 weeks into basketball and everything like
Mhm.
that. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
about 13, 14, 15 games into basketball, depending on what team you're on and everything like that. So, but yeah, should be NBA is always fun to watch. I like having that on in the background, especially when there's no football or anything.
Hmm.
Um, so,
Yeah. And then yeah,
so yeah,
some big college games, some rivalries we can kind of talk about. Yeah, Iowa, Nebraska. I was pretty ranked pretty highly, which is awesome. You know, being from the Midwest, and then the biggest game is where college game day is, and that is I believe Michigan versus Ohio State.
mhm.
So that's gonna be a good game,
Yeah,
and
Michigan, Ohio State's probably going to be the yeah the big one
yeah.
for this weekend. But yeah, we
Mhm.
have yeah some new rankings coming out and everything like that. So still have Georgia sitting the top number one. But then like in the AP top 25, you have Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, Washington at 4, Florida State at 5. Florida State was 4, but then they lose Jordan Travis to like a terrible leg injury, and he's
Oh
out for
yeah,
the rest.
if
His
he
leg,
I
yeah,
think he broke his leg,
his fibula, I
ankle,
think, yeah, just
fibula,
snapped and it was
tibia.
sitting sideways. So
That's
that's
unfortunate. He was
kind
a
of
Heisman candidate too. So
oh yeah, he was balling out this year. Him and Coleman and Florida State have been balling out. So we'll see how their year ends. Hopefully they don't miss a bowl game or a playoff clinch there. But then you have Oregon in at 6, Texas at 7, Alabama at 8, Louisville at 9, and Mizzou at 10. And then Liberty finally cracks the top 25. Liberty They're at 11-0, and they weren't ranked last week, and they moved into top 25. Clemson's 24, and then you have Tulane at 23. So yeah, James Madison.
Oh yeah, dropped a game versus Appalachian
I
State last
know
week.
that's what. Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. James Madison been balling out. We're 10-0 heading into this one, first in the Sun Belt, and then they face Appalachian State and lose 26-23 in a close game. So yeah, James Madison been balling out. They used to be in SDSU's
Missouri
conference and
Valley.
everything like
Yep.
that, but 2 years ago they moved up to the FBS, and yeah, just been balling out. So I like James Madison, but tough loss to Appalachian State.
Yep.
But yeah,
Put up
James
game against
Madison. It
Appalachian
was in,
State.
yeah, James Madison, rowdy crowd when it was there
One
for
of the
college
best.
game day. Yeah,
One of the best college games.
26,000 sitting there for game day and stuff like that. So yeah, at 8 a.m. or whatever it is. So yeah, hell of a fan base
Yep.
in James Madison, but sucks that they lost to Appalachian State last week. And then Washington beat Oregon State. Oregon
Big
State dropped.
game. Big game.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was last week. Yeah, who else played last week? Tennessee lost to was it to Georgia? Pretty bad, or pretty big win for over Tennessee. I'm gonna go back to week 12 and just see what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tennessee. Georgia
38
beat
to
them
10.
30-4.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Carson Beck has been balling out and everything like that. He's a Heisman candidate and everything like that as well. Um, yeah, not a whole lot of games last week that were crazy close. You had Mizzou and Florida. That one was a fun one to watch. Mizzou ended up pulling that one out 33-31 on a game-winning field goal and everything like that. So that was a fun game. I had Florida picked in that one. Louisville beat Miami. That was another ACC matchup that was close last week. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot of, you already named the other ones. Arizona destroyed Utah, 42-18. All that fun stuff. Clemson beat North Carolina, which I didn't think Clemson was going to do, but yeah, this Clemson hasn't been playing well. Kansas State, that was a good game.
Yep. Kansas State ended up
Yep,
winning
yep, which I
31-27. Right.
Yep. So, yep, exactly. 31-27 for Kansas over Kansas State. So yeah, a couple good games last week. And then, like you mentioned, this week we have some more good games. We're getting towards the end of the season here. You have Iowa, Nebraska, like you said, Iowa, Nebraska, right? That one's
Yep.
always,
I was
that
ranked
one's always,
17.
yep. And Nebraska is actually favored in that one by 2.5.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out. And then other big games, Oregon State. That's another big matchup.
Rivalry. Yeah.
Yep. Oregon's projected to win that one by 13.5. Then Ohio State, Michigan.
Yep.
And then Louisville, Kentucky might be a good one, but Louisville's been playing really well, but so is Kentucky. Arizona State should be a cakewalk. I'm just trying to see what other games are going on.
There's games the entire. I mean, a lot of teams are playing. Every team's probably playing.
Right. But I'm just looking at the close ones here. What about Colorado?
I don't. I stopped watching. I don't
They
give a shit
lost. They've lost like 5 in a row.
about them.
Yeah, they've lost like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5 in a row. They just lost to Washington State. Got their ass kicked by Washington State,
Yeah.
56-14. Arizona didn't blow them out. It was 34-31 against Arizona. But yeah, then they have Utah this
They're getting
weekend.
smoked.
Well, Utah hasn't been playing well either.
I don't care. They're still getting smoked.
So they just lost. Or Utah just lost to Arizona too. So, but yeah, should be a fun week of NCAA football. NCAA basketball. Yeah, if college basketball has been going on too. The Maui Invitational is going on and all that good stuff. So yeah, a lot of good games. Marquette ended up beating Kansas at the Maui Invitational last night. Yeah, Purdue beat Tennessee. Duke won over La Salle in the Blue Devil Challenge, and then yeah, Colorado basketball team's looking pretty good too. They were 4-1 in the Sunshine Slam tournament, but Florida State ended up beating them last night. James Madison 5-0.
Yeah, we got it. It's still
Basketball,
early.
so.
They just started their season, so
Right. But they don't play as many games as the NBA. But I like college basketball. I can't wait for March to come around. That's
I'll wait until March to start following that.
Right. But yeah, still fun stuff. And then what else were you UFC? Anything? Let's see what the schedule looks like for UFC. Yeah, not a whole lot. You got Allen versus Craig on November. That was November 18th.
Yeah, I mean that's 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
So nothing until December 2nd when nothing really at all. Edwards versus Covington on December 16th probably is the next like key fight.
Yep,
Leon
Leon
Edwards
Edwards.
versus Kobe Covington is
Yep.
on December 16th. So that's probably the next big one coming up. That's a title fight. So that's when that one's in Las Vegas. So that should be pretty fun. So what else was in Las Vegas? The
Yep, the
F1 race.
F1. Yep, this
F1,
looks
that was
pretty
fucking
cool.
sweet.
Yep, they put a track in some of the strip. Yeah, but
Yeah, all
they
throughout
had their
this.
own track. No, I mean they went through the strip, but they had their own track.
Right, right.
But they ended up going through the part of the track was going through the strip. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was freaking sweet. I watched that and that was pretty fun. You could just be sitting in your hotel room and then look out the window and you hear vroom, 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 and yeah, just cars just flying by. They're going like 200 miles an hour. That shit was intense. And then yeah, Las Vegas has a 3-year contract with F1, so you'll see probably a few more races in Las Vegas. So they're probably keeping that track for at least the next 3 years and everything like that throughout the New York strip or the Las Vegas strip. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of controversy around that with businesses and shit like that being closed down and all that fun stuff for the race and all that good stuff because they closed down the strip for like what 2 years, not necessarily closed down the strip, but they'd been doing construction like the
Yeah,
last
of
two
course. Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So, but yeah, this
Yeah,
weekend kind
they're.
of
I don't think they actually closed down the strip. I mean, but
no, they just had construction throughout the whole strip, so
yeah,
you'd
of
have to
course.
walk on like in between these
Oh yeah,
concrete
yeah,
blocks and all this shit. So,
yeah.
but yeah, no, it was a fun F1 race. That's gonna be fun to watch coming up here in the next couple of years. Watching F1 races in Vegas, it'd be fun to go to one, honestly. Like go to Vegas to watch one. That'd be pretty sweet. But then yeah, other controversy with like I know we didn't really get into it, but Joe Burrow, with that ankle brace or that ankle or the wrist,
Wrist brace. We already talked about that. He was wearing a brace, yes, and they're
right. But
investigating
then
the. Yeah,
Dave Portnoy is suing the NFL and Roger Goodell and all that stuff are
the
trying
injury
to.
report. Yes, I already.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. So that was
injury
just more
report.
controversy. He put
Yeah,
120,000 on the
he's not gonna win.
Bengals.
He's not gonna win that.
If Joe Burrow's healthy, I mean,
You don't have to. You don't have to put everybody on the injury report. If Joe Burrow's fine, he's fine. Fuck.
but obviously it wasn't if he goes down and just can't even grip a
Joe
football.
Burrow came out and said this wasn't even. He was throwing balls in the game, and then he couldn't grip the ball. It's a totally different injury.
No, it's the same one.
Okay, it was more severe.
Right.
After obviously
But then
happened.
you should put that on the IR. Say, hey, hurt wrist. Was he
But
limited in practice or?
is it a rule to do that? Because that's just giving the other team like an advantage. Oh, okay, he's hurt, so we can do something. You know, I mean, is that a rule that you have to put him on the injury report?
I don't know. We'll find out. I guess Dave Portnoy will get to the bottom of it. He
Dave's
always
suing
does.
everybody for everything. Yeah.
Dave always gets to the bottom of it, man. It's the El Presidente for a reason, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that's all I really got. Just going through some of this stuff, and I mean, golf's going on, and we can NHL and all that fun stuff. But I'm not too much into that. I don't really follow that a whole lot. But yeah, NHL's going on, all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, what do you anything else you got?
Nope, that is it. Just hope everybody
All right.
has a good Thanksgiving. Spend time with quality time with family and friends, and watch the football. Eat some
Yeah,
good food.
yeah. Tell everyone that you're thankful for them. Wish make their day better. Makes your day better. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Eat food. Watch football. Be safe. Yeah. Everyone take care on Thanksgiving. It should be a fun 4-day weekend for everyone, seeing family, friends, and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, that's all I got.
All right, yeah, that's all I got as well.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Yeah, episode 41 down, moving on to 42. So next big milestone will be 50 here in a couple months. So, yeah, once football, you said this at bowling, yeah, once football gets over, yeah, I don't know what we'll talk about. Probably basketball and college basketball. We'll be right moving into March when football gets over anyway. The Super Bowl's in February or whatever. So it'll be March will be the next
transition.
month. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's all I got for episode 41. Until next week on the pod. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.